and begin.
Let's go for Western. Let's go for Western.
Okay, enough of the shenanigans. Hello, everybody out in podcast land and on American Hammers TV. We are the Columbus E13. Let me get Marc into the stream. Hi,
hey.
Marc.
Hey, Kev.
Okay, cool.
You're switching it up.
So we're going to keep this one short. What's that?
You're switching it up on the main theme.
Well, I just added a little Antonio there. Hey. Got to give the man his due, right? You had a good week.
Of course. Yeah. I was just surprised you're switching up the formation, as it were.
Just so that didn't mean to confuse you. It was Jerry's suggestion. So, he's real quiet. And then all of a sudden, he just, right before the show starts, it's just ideas after ideas. We will do this. Anyway. So, we're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. I really appreciate you jumping on super quick. I meant to send you and Eric, will you guys do the shows like yesterday, but, and I know normally we record on Tuesdays and I've
been a week.
Yeah. I got some sick felines I'm trying to take care of. My here, I'm going to gross out everybody. Watch this.
All right.
So I have one cat that has recently had a Tika operation. A Tika operation is when they basically remove the entire outer part of the ear canal.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Ooh. So anyway, I had to go take her to get her drain out and give her painkillers, and she had some weird polypy kind of thing that you won't have to worry about until you're like my age, polyps and things growing where they're not supposed to be.
Things of a certain age. I mean, that was more gruesome than Wilshire's groin.
Yeah, it's pretty. Ew, that's right. It's pretty gross. Eee. And now I need some cat sound effects in here too, which I just the library is like 8 pages long at this point. So, Norwich. How do you feel about that win?
Gosh, that was already 4 or 5 days ago. It feels like forever ago.
Eternity. Because they're coming so fast right now. Under normal conditions, it would be just a couple of days ago, but now it's like, oh my God, so many days ago.
Yeah, I think it's, this pace of the game, and I think just the general state of the world right now, time feels weird.
Totally.
I remember I woke up and was not thrilled to see the lineup. But
yeah, you texted me about the line or was that Eric that said,
it was probably both of us.
Norwich looking at their next points, their last points in the PL.
Yes. Okay. That was me. Yeah.
Right.
I forget what GIF I used, but felt like something to give away. You don't want to take too much stock in the Hammers record against their, peers in the bottom 5, 6, as it were. Don't take that for granted, but, I thought Norwich would show up with a little more fight, but I was glad that they didn't.
Sure.
And, I think whatever good feeling I had about that match really got washed away by Sunday. Just seeing Leicester just fall over themselves and, Villa picking up a win. I mean, granted, Palace I watched that match. Palace looked absolutely toothless. They looked like what West Ham would aspire to be right now.
Exactly.
So, it's
it was rough. That was a rough Sunday for sure.
Yeah, and it just becomes I mean, I feel, I guess, a little bit better today seeing Bournemouth lose to Man City, and just a scooch. Yeah, I mean, this, as I said to you guys, this is our own private Champions League final on Friday, and you know, 100%. Unlike an actual Champions League final, I'm finding it impossible to really get excited about.
I mean, Bournemouth with 2 games left is still 6 points. Actually, I'm sorry. Well, they're 3 points from safety. 6, you know what I mean? But
yeah, 6 to play for.
But even if West Ham Watford is a draw, that puts them 4 points away with 2 games left. Let's hope for better than a draw.
What do you even expect anymore? I mean, you know, this game, I mean, if I'm thinking of a way to recap this Norwich match, it's we talk about the same things for most of these games. I think since Spurs, you know, we talk about the same things. You know, it feels like they have found some formation that works. And, you know, even with a couple players getting healthy again, I didn't check the status for Felipe for this week's game. Not that I don't think it really matters. But, you know, we're going to see the same things. We're going to see somewhat of the same. We're going to see more of an attacking prowess than we have at any point in the last couple of months. But we're also going to see so much exposure in the back.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that a Moyes team is having such trouble.
Yeah,
like defensively. I mean, look, Norwich didn't get any scores on us, but I mean that's not really saying much.
They had chances.
I'm not really.
There were some chances that were too close for comfort. Right. I would say.
I'm not really sure we caught them at their best. You know what I mean? They're kind of already had a defeatist thing. That was the thing. Like, if it hadn't have been like a 4-goal difference, like it almost would have felt like a loss. Like it was pretty awesome that Antonio was able to pull off, you know, a quad. Unbelievable. Like, seriously, hats off to the man.
Yeah. You wish it were in better circumstances. And right. I think from a team perspective, it was unfortunate that my reaction after his first goal. And, you know, like, how often has it been since we've seen a goal scored inside 10, 15 minutes like that this year?
Yeah, wild.
But, you know, your reaction is just like, well, not good enough. I mean, you're fresh off seeing them shit the bed for Newcastle and throw away those points on top of all the other times they threw points away this year. You know, what would really make you feel excited and, you know, good about things right now? I don't know.
I wish there was better news. I don't think that they look terrible. You know what I mean? And it's so weird that, like, this is our posture. This is like what we're talking about going into literally the most important game that we will play in this entire PL season.
Yeah.
No doubt. And we're coming off of a 4-0 win, and we're both like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad. I'm glad it's at London Stadium, and that's a surprise that those words are even coming out of my mouth. You know what I mean? But I feel like our form may have been improved there of late. Maybe it's because there isn't the crowd there. I don't know, but that's actually hard to believe. But
yeah.
But my God, dude, I am scared shitless.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. What I mean? It's hard to take. You try to think of some advantage. I don't know of any advantage at this point. I mean, I know they won. I was mad. I remember like texting you guys. Like I remember texting you and Mike. Like, oh crap! Like, because they scored 2. They took the lead. Well, we took the lead. Well, we had a lead, and you know they come out with a win. It was like 2 penalties.
Right.
You know, take those for what you will. But, you know, I think Eric,
to me,
that's a bad harbinger.
Soft penalties.
Yeah, soft penalties.
I didn't actually see it until the replay stuff, but yeah, wow.
And it's really, you know, knowing our luck with officiating and penalties and, you know, the rules system, you know, feels like a bad harbinger. You take anything as a bad sign for something like that, you know?
Well, at least Mike Dean has already done a game this week, so he probably won't be at London Stadium. Let's
Mike Dean, Martin Atkinson. I'm hoping for some guy I've never heard of.
Why don't you go do it? Oh, wait, you're a little biased. So, what do you feel like okay, so if you actually look, I'm starting to have a weird, almost mystical faith in your ability to predict what goes on with our favorite football team. You seem to be heading dead on for that last game of the season, 17th spot finale that you've been predicting since before the restart.
Right.
I'm just wondering what you feel like is probably what are we going to see on Friday?
Well, let me start with this. Despite my better judgment, they are actually outperforming my predictions right now. I mean, I've been pretty consistent in saying 17th, and we're sitting 16th somehow. So, I think
you thought we'd just be riding the lightning all the way down to the wire. Like you thought we'd even be at 17 right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could be.
I mean, it's been absolute skin of our teeth since New Year's Day. And that's just, I think it's just become like, this is the mode that you have to live with for the rest of the season. And, as prolonged as it's been, that's remained the case. I mean, there's not even a chance of finishing higher than like 15th right now. Right.
I mean, we've got 3 games left. Is that right? We've got 3 games left. So if we took 9, which, is not entirely impossible, but not likely. So we'd be at 43 at that point. So even that, I mean, that's where Newcastle is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if I was going to call what I think I'd see on Friday, I mean, let's start with, they're not going to change the lineup. We're going to see the same.
I don't think so either.
That we saw the same people on Saturday. We're gonna be like, this is a winning formation. This is what we figured it out. I mean, like, and fair play to Moyes actually. Looking back, that I was upset that Mark Noble was starting, but Norwich, as bad as they were, like that was his speed.
Now he looked pretty good in that game. Now I know you said that he looked pretty good because the speed of the game, the pace of the game was like much lower, but
I mean, but also people pointed out like Bowen was able to play in his more natural position. He didn't have to play like in the hole in that Burnley match, like I missed. So I mean, it sounded like he was not as good as a performer in that match. But what would be different is what I can think of, for this Friday, and it's hard to think of much where. We're going to have some sort of heart attack inside 10 minutes. There's going to be an early chance. This team, I mean, the Norwich match had, I want to say 48% possession for West Ham.
Right.
Which is about as good of a figure as they've done all year.
Right.
So it's going to be less than that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think we're all surprised that they're making as many shots as there are.
Yep. And I mean, if you look at the players that have been brought in since New Year's Day, I mean, those 2 guys have a lot to do with whatever level of success that we have right now. I mean, look at Souček. Good Lord, I hope we stay up so he can stay with the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and that I feel like that's another thing is I tried looking at the news really quick before coming on, just seeing like, did I miss anything? And like, I really haven't. Because you have like all these people already moving on to the transfer window. I mean, we've had some more announcements around that, but everyone's already out to lunch. It's hard.
Well, it's just like, okay, so I was talking to my business partner today, and he doesn't watch he doesn't watch real football. You know what I mean? But he's a big American sports fan and big Buckeye fan and everything. And I just came in, and I've told him many times before, one of the greatest things about English soccer or English football altogether is the promotion and relegation scheme for me. And that's just because, okay, so like Liverpool won the league weeks ago. And you know what? Nobody really gives a shit. If they're losing a game, they're like, shocking. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, it is shocking. Doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? So, and then the teams that are right below them, there's some real battling going on. There's some real effort going on. People want to retain, other league spots, stuff like that.
Right.
But what the real fun is, or the real misery is, depending on what you're looking at, is that bottom, that relegation battle. It's really the only thing that really matters in the games right now.
Oh, and you mentioned the teams right below Liverpool. I mean, that's what makes these last 3 games feel so dangerous for West Ham, because everyone that they're playing is playing for something. Like I don't see the logic in saying Bournemouth or Villa had tougher opponents. One of their opponents is us. We're playing for the same thing.
Yep.
Same with Watford. And then the other is Man U, who's trying to secure their Champions League spot.
That's correct.
And have also been seeing a resurgence lately.
Although they had kind of an iffy something going on.
Oh, yeah, they did draw this week. Yeah.
So the games I watched today, we can just switch up the convo to this because I know you don't have a whole lot of time tonight. So did you download Peacock?
I have not,
Okay.
but I understand that we all the games are going to there in a bid to make us download it and subscribe to it.
Well, basically, I woke up. So I've been trying to download Peacock for my iPhone and for my iPad for weeks, and it's just not available in the App Store. It wasn't available in the App Store until, today is the day that it was supposed to come on. And I'm like, I just, right when I woke up, I checked my email, and I got an email from NBC Sports Gold that basically said, we want you to hear it. Here it says, we want you to hear it from us first. The Premier League Pass content moves to the Peacock Premium for the 2021 Premier League this season. Due to this platform change, we will not auto-renew your subscription. Thanks.
What?
So I've had my NBC Sports Gold pass on auto-renew. So that's like $60 a year. So Peacock, even with commercials, is $60 a year. It's $5 a month. Then you can get a version that doesn't have commercials for,
of course,
like $10 a month, something like that. I mean, who cares? I mean, there aren't commercials during football games anyway. But
so are they just getting rid of NBC Sports Gold altogether?
Oh no, there's plenty of other things on there.
See,
there's
that is what's
racing,
so infuriating.
And there's PGA golf and a whole bunch of other stuff. So there's all those things are going to stay on the Gold, but they know where their moneymaker is. They knew what they had to do. Here's the weird thing. So Peacock rolls out today, and I guess this isn't that weird. And this is really kind of like only partially on topic as far as West Ham goes, but definitely for our friends overseas, like they won't give a shit, but people around here will. So Peacock is not available on Fire TV or Roku. Those two streaming devices.
Are you shitting me?
Those two streaming devices account for 70% of streaming.
It was like, I have Roku.
Right. So, right. And I've got Fire Stick. And the reason I've got a bunch of Fire Sticks, actually, with all the same apps and all the same accounts. I carry one in the bag that I take to the pub because in case there's some day that West Ham isn't on, regular NBCSN or something, which is often, what I mean? Then I can pop it on because they don't have a gold package. Now, that's not really 100% legal. It's my gold package, and I'm playing the games on my stuff. So other guys that like host watch parties that run supporters groups across the states, maybe some of them feel my pain. But right now, the only streaming device that would be considered portable whatsoever that on rollout day that it's available for is Apple TV. So an Apple TV is $150. A Fire Stick is $30. A Roku's like $20, $25. And that's just crazy. But I guess they're not the only ones. Then I started reading more about it. First of all, there's a workaround to be able to watch your content from Peacock on your Fire Stick until they reach a distribution agreement. Like they have the apps ready to roll out for those platforms, but they don't have a distribution agreement in place, which seems weird to me because, well, I mean, Peacock is just all this other stuff.
And they've only been advertising this like
weeks,
all day, every day for at least a month.
Right. Even on regular NBCSN and on NBC, you know, they were like today's games, which
I know, because this puts into focus now. I saw Grant Wall tweet earlier this afternoon. It only took me 45 minutes to get the Tottenham game on TV.
Right. Right. Because it was like, if you've got, you know, look, if you have Xfinity cable or you have Cox cable, you get Peacock Premium included. So it's almost like getting the Sports Gold Pass for Premier League for free. But if you don't have one of those, like me, I'm the dinosaur that still has DirecTV until the end of this month, but it's going away. Then you gotta scramble. Well, I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. So like I said, I was waiting for the app to come out. And then the app is available. I got it. I signed up for, it's like free. It's supposedly free. It's actually free for a short period.
Of course.
It won't be free for very long. And they're making a big deal out of it. It's free. But in any case, I'm going to sign back up for it. And then I'll use the workaround if they haven't figured out the distribution deals to be able to cast from either my iPad or my iPhone to my Fire Stick for the games at the pub next year. And eventually it'll be easier. But yeah, it's a pain. It's a pain in the ass. But that's the bad side of it. The good side of it is after I signed up for the app and stuff, before the games came on today, I started scrolling around through the app. And there's all kinds of shit on there. It's not just the NBC content, but it's like shows that were on NBC, stuff that there's originals on there. But you know me, you may not know this, but I'm a huge Fail Army fan. I love Fail Army. I subscribe to the Fail Army on Snapchat. I have you and Fail Army on there. So I watch Fail Army every time it comes out. There's a Fail Army channel on Peacock. It's called Fail Factory. And I had it on while I was working today for hours. And I was like, okay, I'm sold. That's it. Plus then there was another channel that was the Hell's Kitchen channel.
Right.
And they had the entire series of I love Gordon Ramsay, but it's completely like edit free. So the F bombs are dropping and the S bombs and the whole thing. You get to see the real and hear the real thing. So it's kind of cool. So
where does that leave the game on Friday?
Well, the game on Friday is back on regular NBCSN.
Okay.
The 3 games today were specifically left off of NBCSN to try to get people to download the Peacock app. Even at the completely free level, all those games were on today. All 3 of them were on today. So it's, they're just trying to do
some little crumbs. And, I think it speaks to how I think NBC just underestimated how popular the Premier League would be. Because, I mean, this, if they're not going to auto-renew NBC Sports Gold for next season, then that's the next step from you think about when the Premier League first came to the US on a mass scale, and if you had a cable login, you could watch all the games free, no worries.
On DirecTV, it was like those extra channels were all of the other games, and those were free for 2 years.
Yeah, and then then the gold package came out, and then they started separating those. We found our workarounds, and now you have to find the next round of workarounds.
Yep. But I mean, and it sucks. I wish their rollouts were a little bit more smooth. I even remember when Sports Gold came out.
Yeah. And there was separate apps.
Some question as to whether or not that was going to be needed. And I know that it was either the first game, it was the first or second game of the season. And I had Johnny Lavelle running my Fire Stick that day. And I didn't know whether or not I was going to need some kind of an app. We didn't know if an app existed. It's a little foggy to me right now. It might've been the second game of the season.
Yeah.
But I had to scramble because I was out of town and John was running it for me and he was like, I don't know what to do. So I scrambled and went ahead and just paid for the annual, and I've had it on auto renew for whatever it is past 2 or 3 years. But the cool thing is it's still the same price. So it's like $60 a year. There's a discount if you pay a yearly fee for it. I'm not trying to be an ad for Peacock, although I have to subscribe to it. I'm going to continue hosting the games at the pub for our group, and that is the way to. I mean, look, we support a not top 6 team. So a not top 6 team is going to need that subscription service to see all their games. And we want to see all of their games. That's all there is to it. So assuming we can stay in, we'll be at least a top 20 team. And we definitely want it to stay that way. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about the Peacock BS. That was just some drama that I was personally going through today. And I got it set up. And
it's the travails of running an American group and having to deal with media rights. But, we can watch all the games, which people domestically, UK, I guess, can't always say the same. Yeah.
Right. Well, the rest of this season, supposedly every single one of them is on. And there's actually cool stuff other than, like I said, that I already told you about Fail Army, but like 24-hour a day Sky News is on there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, including their sports. And that's kind of cool. The Sky Sports and the Sky PL channels, those are not on there, but I don't know. It's some good content. Let's just say I will have no problem setting DirecTV adrift later this month. Like that's just
good.
Not going to be part.
I'm glad you're free from that.
Woo! Breaking the chains, bro. Breaking the chains. Anyway, let's keep it like true to form, like short and sweet. Let's get into predictions for Friday. And you know what? I'll tell you what. I put you on the spot for what you thought you were going to see this Friday. So I'm going to go ahead with my prediction first. And I was thinking about this all day, and I was going to come and say a 2-2 draw, but I have a feeling, and my feelings aren't always great, unfortunately, but I have a feeling for a 3-1 win for West Ham United.
It's a good feeling.
I'm going to put it in my fucking pocket, and I am going to keep it there. And I'm going to sit on a 3-1 win, bro. I'm going to take it. And I actually think, further than that, Bowen's going to get a score on Friday.
Somebody other than Antonio is going to score.
Yeah, I think that Bowen's going to get one. If I had to make my guess, it would be Bowen, Souček, Antonio. I think that the three of them are each going to get one. But and I don't think we're going to see Felipe. Even if he's healthy, I don't even think he's going to be on the bench. I think he's just fallen out of favor. So first of all, what's your prediction for Friday?
Yeah, I feel like I've done a lot of boring scores.
You've been right a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's both teams are playing for something. Both teams know something's at stake. So let's have a game that's deserving of that. And I'm going to say 3-2 to the Hammers.
3-2 to the Hammers.
I will be shocked if there is not at least one. There's going to have to be at least one bullshit PK. There's going to be
in our favor or not in our favor.
I think not in our favor. I know. We're going to see one PK. We're going to see one disallowed goal. I don't know from who, but we're going to see it, and it's going to be like a 4-minute long review, and we're all going to be really pissed off about VAR again. But I still think we'll see a last-minute score. I think we can see some more late-game heroics.
Yep. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be a West Ham game without that kind of a drama. Without it's just like James Gordon says, it'll never be boring.
Even if they're 3-0 up, as they were on Saturday, it was like, not good enough. Not good enough.
I mean, Watford knows that okay, so this is like our own personal Champions League final. It is for them too. The only way that they have to be able to get above us is to beat us this time. I mean, goal differential ain't going to do it. They absolutely have to take the game, and we absolutely have to take the game. It's probably going to be one of the best matchups we've ever seen. Either that or at halftime, I'm going to be getting 50 texts from you going, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, Yeah, it's so bizarre. This is the most meaningful game that we have seen this year.
Isn't it odd?
By a long shot. And, to go back to Peacock for a moment, because I know one of my favorite shows, 30 Rock, is all on there now. And I'm thinking of Liz Lemon's DesperationShips.com. And this is it. This is the Desperation Ship match.
Absolutely, dude. It's going to be interesting. And
but, I think if we...
working and not coming to the pub, right?
I'll be working, unfortunately.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When I put up the event page, which I did pretty early this time, sometimes I get it up like the day before.
Yeah.
When I put it up, like a couple people actually are like, "Hey, I'm going to come over." I think Dean's going to come down there. I think Sean's going to come down there. My buddy Dale's been coming down every other game, and maybe Nikki Turner, who's 21 now.
Oh yes, you mentioned this, yeah.
But I'm going to be without my better half. She couldn't get out of work. She'll be sitting here at the other side of the table, doing bank things.
Friday afternoon mood.
Yeah, Friday afternoon banking. But yeah, I guess the lady that she works with in her department is on vacay this week, so she cannot get out of work. So I will be giving her texting updates, and I will feel her support surrounding us.
Yes, but, and I'll be off for, at least I'll be able to watch at least some of it. So, but audio on in our hearts. We're together in spirit.
I did want to mention two more things real quick. One, if we stay up, Moyes stay, Moyes go. What camp are you in?
He stays. 100%.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
I've been pretty impressed.
No question.
Of course, if they had been losing,
no. And to what you said earlier, his signings have made a difference.
Yep.
This side is played better with Souček and Bowen. And, if he gets a full transfer window, I think that's a topic for a whole other show entirely about how to remake.
He wouldn't even get until wintertime anyway, because this transfer window is going to be weird and short.
Yeah. Well, no, it's going to go for a while. And there's also going to be a domestic only transfer window.
Oh,
so there's some different dynamics at play this year. So, everyone has to adapt. And, we'd have to see how he does it.
He probably can't even really sit down his war room until after Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we can get out of reach of some people, if we can get out of reach.
If our feelings are confirmed and there's a win, then then he can do it.
Yep.
So we'll see.
I agree. So, what was the last thing?
Yeah, what was the last thing?
There was one thing. I can't. It's fucking. I haven't had my Prevagen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm thinking about starting to take that stuff though. Like I'm watching the morning news every day, and does that mean I'm officially like an old guy because I'm watching I don't even just watch one news program. Like I've got like the channel 200 news mix on every morning on DirecTV, so I can see what the headline is on CNN and MSNBC and Fox News for Christ's
sake. See all the both sides, yeah.
Right, and then BBC down below it, and I can just turn on the audio, whatever I want. But I feel so informed, but half the time I can't remember what I heard or saw. So I'm like, I need to start taking some fish oil pills, and I'll feel so much better.
As long as you're not mainlining bleach.
You can't find bleach, dude. Since the pandemic started, nobody has any freaking bleach. If you've got a bottle of bleach cleaner, dude, you could probably sell it on eBay for big bucks. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I miss you again. I miss you guys very, very. I miss you very much, and I hope to see everybody back at the pub again. Thank everybody for watching out there. If you're watching on American Hammers TV, I know I'm supposed to say it at this beginning, but please like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you get alerted when videos such as ours and many, many others end up going up on the page.
Get our sweet content.
Look, I remembered that time.
Woo!
Okay, that is enough of that shit. Thanks again, Mark. I'm going to let you rock. And come on, you irons. We are the Columbus E13.
He scores for Western.